Story number 1. In the serene village of Ravenswood, nestled amidst dense woodlands and obscured chronicles, a commanding edifice known as Eclipse Security Solutions held its ground. Enveloped in enigma, the facility masked unsettling narratives within its walls, guarded by a profound silence. At the core of the structure, a room hosted an array of screens unveiling the town's concealed secrets. The security team, an unassuming cadre, diligently surveilled Ravenswood through scattered cameras. Silent witnesses for years, the team began to unravel in the face of inexplicable occurrences. Peter, a seasoned security officer, reported an anomaly during his night shift. A mysterious figure in the town square's darkest corner. Panic ensued as Peter discovered no record of anyone being present at that late hour. As nights unfolded, tales multiplied. Sarah, a new recruit, stumbled upon an empty playground echoing with spectral children's laughter. Swings swayed invitingly, moved by unseen forces, evoking ghostly merriment. The notion that the cameras captured more than the visible world gripped the security team. One by one, security officers succumbed to the monitor's malevolent influence. In the dead of night, whispers blended with eerie hums, revealing a parallel reality defying reason. Emma, the team leader, faced a spectral figure on her monitor tormenting her with hollow eyes and a twisted smile, mocking the team's futile attempts at control. Monitors blurred the boundaries between the living and the supernatural. Struggling with unraveling sanity, security officers unveiled a dark history beneath Ravenswood's surface. The town harbored unspeakable horrors, and security cameras chronicled its descent into darkness. Once mundane surveillance turned into an odyssey into the unknown, where the line between reality and nightmare vanished. The security team, haunted by memories they sought to forget, found themselves ensnared in malevolent forces woven into Ravenswood's fabric. The town's secrets, once confined to shadows, now lay bare for the cursed few who dared to watch. Story number 2. In the petite, overlooked village of Hollowbrook, there stood an ancient mansion, Blackthorn Manor, cloaked in a sinister reputation. Laden with a dark history of curses and malevolent spirits, the mansion cast a perpetual shadow over Hollowbrook as it sank into obscurity. Paranormal investigators, armed with cameras and determination, decided to unveil Blackthorn Manor's mysteries. Little did they know, their endeavor would plunge them into a nightmare beyond imagination. Exploring desolate halls, an otherworldly presence thickened the air. Creaking floorboards echoed ghostly footsteps, and chilling whispers reverberated. Cameras glimpsed ethereal figures, faces twisted in anguish, disappearing like phantoms into walls, a dance of tormented pasts. In a long-abandoned ballroom, the investigators set up equipment. Footage revealed spectral remnants of grand celebrations, candlelight dancing with unseen partners, and the echoes of a macabre waltz. The temperature dropped, breath formed frosty clouds, a haunting transformation. The basement, sealed for centuries, lured the investigators. Dim light revealed walls pulsating with unholy energy, oppressive atmospheres suffocating them. Cameras caught a spectral child playing in a dusty corner, laughter turning to agonized sobs. The playroom now a prison for tormented spirits. Delving deeper, investigators faced grotesque shapes, shadows contorting. The mansion's malevolence manifested, icy grips tightened, and anguished screams echoed. A desperate escape failed as doors slammed shut, leaving terrified faces recorded by cameras, the mansion's malevolence consuming them. Blackthorn Manor, insatiable for the living, claimed another group of souls, adding to the countless lost in its haunted history. Hollowbrook remained shrouded, its secrets buried within the accursed mansion, waiting to ensnare the next unfortunate souls daring to uncover its hidden horrors. Story number 3. In the distant town of Ravenshade, a foreboding asylum, Whispering Pines, loomed on the outskirts. Abandoned for decades, it became a repository of whispered legends and ghostly apparitions within crumbling walls. Thrill seekers, drawn to the macabre allure, armed with cameras, entered Whispering Pines. Under the eerie moonlight, they unwittingly ventured into a realm where malevolent forces awaited. As the group navigated labyrinthine corridors, cameras captured remnants of forgotten lives. Flickering lights cast unsettling shadows, and the air carried the residual pain of tormented souls. Ethereal figures with hollow eyes stared into the abyss, revealed through the lenses. In the heart of the asylum, a sealed room beckoned. Opening it released a putrid stench. Crude drawings depicted twisted faces in agony. Disembodied cries filled the air, and the temperature plummeted, a room recoiling in horror. Deeper, a forgotten library held dusty tomes with forbidden rituals. Unbeknownst to them, the asylum had become a gateway to incomprehensible realms. Cameras unveiled an otherworldly entity in shadows, whispering eldritch secrets echoing through haunted halls. Attempting to communicate, investigators held a seance in the decaying chapel. Unseen forces toyed with senses. Candles flickered violently as a spectral presence materialized. Cameras caught horrified expressions. The ghostly figure spoke of a malevolent force awakened, hungry for intruding souls. As night unfolded, once skeptical investigators became ensnared. The asylum came alive, shifting corridors, grotesque figures emerging from shadows. In the final moments, cameras recorded walls bleeding with otherworldly ichor. The malevolent force claimed victims, leaving echoes of screams in the accursed halls. Whispering Pines, once a haven, became a gateway to unspeakable horror. Cameras, witnesses to the group's ordeal, recorded screams as they became one with tortured spirits. Raven Shade echoed the investigators' tragic tale, warning those who dared delve into the asylum's mysteries. Story number 4. In the forgotten Harrow's Hollow, ancient legends whispered through leaves, housing the abandoned Wraithwood estate. Its Gothic structure and twisted vines spoke of a cursed lineage, casting perpetual shadows over Hollow. Paranormal investigators, drawn to unlock afterlife secrets, entered the mansion, cameras capturing the scent of decay. Exploring dimly lit corridors, investigators stumbled upon a grand mirror, ornate frame reflecting unseen entities. Cameras recorded whispers emanating from the mirror, weaving tales of tragedy. Attempting to force a sealed attic door, investigators discovered a macabre tableau, a room frozen in time, dust-covered furniture, faded portraits hinting at a tragic family history. In the attic, spectral child's laughter turned into agonized sobs, thick with grief. Cameras recorded invisible hands clutching hearts, a once innocent playroom transformed into a melancholic prison. Malevolent forces twisted and contorted, investigators feeling an icy grip. In a final attempt to escape, investigators rushed towards the exit, but doors slammed shut, cameras capturing their terrified faces. The mansion's malevolence consumed them, leaving only echoes of screams in accursed halls. Wraithwood Estate claimed more souls to join countless others lost in its shadowy depths. Harrow's Hollow, shrouded in silence, guarded its secrets within Wraithwood, ensnaring the next unfortunate souls daring to uncover its haunted history. Story number 5. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, ancient trees stood as twisted sentinels, overseeing the desolate Whispering Pines Sanitarium. Abandoned for long, its halls echoed with the tortured souls of the mentally afflicted. Urban explorers, enticed by the macabre, entered armed with cameras and flashlights. As explorers tiptoed through dilapidated halls, cameras captured flickering lights, distant cries echoing through empty corridors. In forgotten operating theater, rusted instruments bore witness to gruesome past. Unseen figures in tattered gowns pleaded for release as investigators triggered an arcane ritual. Explorers ventured into interconnected tunnels, cameras documenting their disorientation as walls pulsated with sinister energy. Whispers guided them through the subterranean maze. In a hidden chamber, weathered patient files revealed tragic stories, cameras capturing ethereal images of patients reaching out. A seance in the decaying chapel invoked unseen forces, candles flickering violently. Cameras caught horrified expressions as ghostly figures spoke of awakened malevolent force, hungry for trespassers' souls. As night wore on, once skeptical investigators found themselves ensnared. In the final moments, cameras captured walls bleeding with otherworldly echo as malevolent force claimed victims. Whispering Pines, once a haven, became a gateway to unspeakable horror. Cameras, silent witnesses, recorded echoes of screams as investigators became spectral echoes trapped within the accursed sanitarium. Raven Shade echoed the investigator's tale, warning those who dared peer into the abyss. Story number 6. In the serene eldritch grove, cradled within an ancient forest, Shadowsong Manor, an age-old mansion, stood. Laden with whispers and malevolent energies, it preyed on the fears of those who entered its shadowy halls. A group of friends, drawn to chilling adventure, entered armed with cameras. Exploring grandiose ballroom, cameras captured swaying chandeliers and dancing shadows. Whispers narrated tales of a forgotten masquerade, laughter mingling with chilling winds. Paintings in labyrinthine corridors shifted, eyes following investigators. The air warned of spectral gazes. In the mansion's cellar, investigators discovered a forgotten family crypt. Cameras recorded attempts to communicate with spirits, revealing Valewood family's tragic fate, a forbidden pact with a malevolent entity. The attic, a focal point of the curse, revealed a tattered journal, inked words hinting at a cursed lineage. A spectral woman in the attic manifested, cameras capturing her hollow eyes and malevolent gaze. Grotesque figures appeared in mirrors, contorted with malevolence. Cameras recorded their manifestation. Attempting to escape, investigators' panicked flight was captured, doors slamming shut. Shadowsong Manor, a realm where reality and nightmare converged, claimed investigators. Cameras, silent chroniclers, recorded echoes of their terrified pleas, serving as a chilling testament to the malevolent forces lurking within the ancient mansion. Story 7. In the remote Raven's End, where superstitions thrived, Grimhaven House, a dilapidated mansion, stood. Curses and malevolent spirits guarded its secrets, warning against approaching its decaying gates. Skeptical documentary filmmakers, armed with cameras, sought to debunk the legends. Exploring dimly lit rooms, cameras captured spectral entities, their ethereal forms gliding like wraiths. The air thickened with decay, unseen gaze fixated on investigators. Investigating the cellar, they discovered ancient artifacts, attempting to recreate rituals. Spirits stirred, awakened by unwitting intrusion. In a room with a weathered Ouija board, skepticism turned to curiosity. Cameras recorded a seance, the planchette moving, room growing colder. A family album revealed haunting photographs, eyes following investigators. Mirrors in a hidden chamber reflected grotesque figures. A spectral figure manifested in the shape of a woman, cameras capturing her malevolent gaze. Attempting to flee, cameras recorded panicked flights slamming shut. The air echoed with anguished cries as the filmmakers, paralyzed by fear, became ensnared. Grimhaven House, repository of curses and vengeful spirits, claimed filmmakers. Cameras, recording spectral echoes, served as testament to malevolent forces within the mansion's haunted embrace. Raven's End, forever haunted, bore witness to another chapter in its grim history. Story number 9. In the forgotten Hollowbrook, Valewood Manor, a decrepit mansion, stood where whispers clung and malevolent energy throbbed. Paranormal investigators, armed with cameras, sought to unravel the mysteries shrouding the manor. Little did they know, the walls bore witness to a centuries-old tragedy. Cameras captured spectral entities in dimly lit rooms, ethereal forms gliding like wraiths. The air carried the scent of decay, unseen gaze fixated on investigators. In subterranean chambers, a forgotten family crypt revealed attempts to communicate with spirits. Unearthly voices echoed, unveiling the Valewood family's tragic fate. Drawn to the attic, investigators discovered a tattered journal, revealing a cursed lineage inked by hands no longer fully human. A spectral figure manifested, cameras capturing her hollow eyes and malevolent gaze. Attempting to escape, investigators' panicked flight was recorded as doors slammed shut. Valewood Manor, where the veil between living and dead was thin, claimed investigators. Cameras, capturing spectral echoes, served as testament to malevolent forces within the mansion's haunted embrace. Hollowbrook, forever haunted, bore witness to the investigators' plight, their journey becoming another haunting chapter in Valewood Manor's tragic history. Story number 10. In the secluded town of Ravenshade, overshadowed by ancient trees, Thornfield Manor stood with an unsettling aura. Paranormal investigators, lured by its ominous reputation, ventured into the mansion armed with cameras, prepared to confront the malevolent forces within. Cameras documented the ominous atmosphere as investigators explored dimly lit corridors. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air thickened with an otherworldly presence. In the Grand Library, forbidden tomes whispered eldritch secrets. Unseen entities played with investigators' senses, distorting reality through the lenses. The ballroom revealed a spectral masquerade, where ethereal figures waltzed in perpetual twilight. Cameras captured the haunting elegance, the music echoing through time. The investigators, ensnared by the mansion's allure, delved into forbidden chambers, where mirrors reflected twisted versions of themselves. In the bowels of Thornfield Manor, a forgotten ritual chamber awaited. Cameras recorded investigators attempting to communicate with the spirits. The air grew heavy with malevolent energy, and the temperature plummeted as the veil between worlds thinned. Whispers hinted at a curse woven into the very fabric of the mansion. A spectral figure, the guardian of Thornfield's secrets, manifested before the investigators. Cameras captured her hollow eyes, a gaze that pierced the veil of reality. Attempting to flee, the investigators' frantic escape was documented as doors slammed shut, sealing their fate within the mansion's grasp. Thornfield Manor, a convergence of the supernatural and the corporeal, claimed another group of souls. Cameras, the silent witnesses to the investigators' descent into darkness, recorded spectral echoes as they became one with the haunted history of Ravenshade. Story number 11. In the forgotten village of Hollowhaven, where time seemed to stand still, Ebonwood Manor loomed, a relic of a bygone era. Paranormal investigators, driven by an insatiable curiosity, ventured into the mansion armed with cameras, eager to unveil the secrets concealed within its decaying walls. Cameras documented the eerie stillness as investigators explored the echoing halls. Flickering candlelight cast unsettling shadows, and the air seemed charged with a palpable sense of foreboding. In the dilapidated ballroom, a spectral orchestra played an ethereal melody, and cameras captured the investigators' bewilderment at the otherworldly performance. The attic, long sealed off, beckoned with a sense of forbidden knowledge. Cameras recorded investigators uncovering a collection of antique dolls, each with a haunting story to tell. As the investigators delved into the history of Ebonwood Manor, they discovered a tragic tale of love and betrayal, etched into the mansion's very foundation. In the secret chambers beneath the mansion, a forgotten ritual site awaited. Cameras captured investigators attempting to communicate with the lingering spirits. The air grew thick with sorrow, and apparitions materialized, reenacting the tragedy that bound them to Ebonwood Manor. A spectral figure, the guardian of the mansion's tormented legacy, manifested before the investigators. Cameras recorded her mournful gaze, a reflection of centuries-old sorrow. Attempting to escape, the investigators' panicked flight was documented as doors slammed shut, trapping them within the mansion's sorrowful embrace. Ebonwood Manor, a repository of lost love and unresolved anguish, claimed another group of unwitting explorers. Cameras, the silent chroniclers of their journey into the paranormal, recorded spectral echoes that became woven into the haunted tapestry of Hollowhaven. Story number 12. In the desolate town of Ravenspire, perched on the edge of a cliff, Ashenfell Manor stood as a testament to a forgotten era. Paranormal investigators, drawn by the allure of the mysterious mansion, entered its decaying halls armed with cameras, ready to confront the spectral forces that lingered within. Cameras documented the oppressive stillness as investigators traversed dimly lit corridors. Dust-covered furniture hinted at a bygone opulence, and the air felt heavy with the weight of forgotten memories. In the grand ballroom, spectral apparitions twirled in a haunting dance, and cameras captured the investigators' disbelief at the ethereal display. The library, a repository of forbidden knowledge, revealed ancient tomes that whispered of a curse woven into the very stones of Ashenfell Manor. Cameras recorded investigators deciphering the cryptic writings, their faces etched with a mixture of fascination and dread. As they delved deeper, the mansion's malevolent energy began to seep through the cracks. Hidden passages led the investigators to an abandoned chapel where candles flickered with an otherworldly flame. Cameras captured their attempts to communicate with the unseen forces. The temperature dropped, and the walls seemed to resonate with spectral voices recounting tales of tragedy and betrayal. A spectral figure, the guardian of Ashenfell's cursed legacy, manifested before the investigators. Cameras recorded her haunting gaze, a reflection of centuries-old despair. Attempting to escape, the investigators' frantic flight was documented as doors slammed shut, sealing their fate within the mansion's spectral embrace. Ashenfell Manor, a bastion of forgotten curses and lingering spirits, claimed another group of unwitting explorers. Cameras, the silent witnesses to their descent into the supernatural, recorded spectral echoes that became eternally entwined with the haunted history of Ravenspire. Story number 13. In the enigmatic village of Eldritch Hollow, nestled amidst twisted vines and fog-shrouded moors, the Whispering Shadows Mansion stood as a sentinel to the supernatural. Intrigued by the rumors surrounding the mansion, a group of paranormal investigators armed with cameras ventured into its darkened chambers, prepared to unravel the mysteries that lay within. Cameras documented the eerie stillness as investigators navigated dimly lit hallways. The air hung heavy with ancient secrets, and the walls seemed to absorb the whispers of the mansion's haunted past. In the spectral ballroom, the investigators witnessed ethereal dancers moving in silent harmony, their presence captured by the watchful lenses. Journeying into the mansion's forgotten library, the investigators uncovered dusty grimoires that chronicled forgotten spells and eldritch rituals. Cameras recorded their attempts to decipher the arcane texts, unaware that the very air around them resonated with the spectral incantations of bygone sorceries. The basement, concealed for centuries, beckoned with an ominous odor. Cameras captured the investigators descending into the subterranean darkness, where the walls pulsed with an unholy energy. The air thickened as they stumbled upon a chamber adorned with cursed relics, each one radiating malevolent power. In the heart of the mansion's cursed labyrinth, the investigators encountered a series of portraits depicting the mansion's previous inhabitants. Cameras recorded the subtle shifts in the paintings as the eyes of the spectral figures followed the intruders. Unseen hands brushed against the investigators, leaving an icy touch that hinted at the lingering anguish of the mansion's restless spirits. A spectral figure, the keeper of Whispering Shadows' dark legacy, materialized before the investigators. Cameras recorded her mournful visage, a reflection of centuries-old sorrow. Attempting to flee, the investigators' desperate escape was documented as doors slammed shut, sealing their fate within the mansion's spectral grip. Whispering Shadows Mansion, a repository of forgotten incantations and vengeful apparitions, claimed another group of unwitting seekers. Cameras, the silent chroniclers of their journey into the unknown, recorded spectral echoes that became woven into the haunted tapestry of Eldritch Hollow. Story number 14. In the secluded hamlet of Raven's Reach, where the echoes of forgotten whispers intertwined with the rustling leaves, the Moon Shadow Manor stood, its dark silhouette a harbinger of the supernatural. Intrigued by the legends surrounding the mansion, a group of intrepid investigators armed with cameras ventured into its foreboding halls, prepared to confront the enigmatic forces that dwelled within. Cameras documented the oppressive stillness as investigators traversed dimly lit corridors. The air hung heavy with an otherworldly presence, and the walls seemed to absorb the residual energies of long-forgotten apparitions. In the moonlit conservatory, ethereal flora bloomed, their spectral petals dancing in the haunting breeze, captured by the vigilant lenses. Journeying into the mansion's forsaken study, the investigators stumbled upon an ancient grimoire, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and eldritch incantations. Cameras recorded their attempts to unravel the arcane mysteries, unknowingly stirring the dormant energies that permeated the very essence of Moonshadow Manor. The cellar, veiled in shadows for centuries, beckoned with a sinister allure. Cameras captured the investigators descending into the subterranean abyss, where the air pulsated with a malevolent energy. The temperature dropped as they discovered a chamber adorned with relics, each one whispering tales of curses and forgotten pacts. In the heart of the mansion's spectral gallery, the investigators encountered a series of portraits depicting the mansion's ill-fated inhabitants. Cameras recorded the subtle shifts in the paintings as the eyes of the spectral figures followed the intruders. Unseen hands brushed against the investigators, leaving a spectral touch that hinted at the lingering grief of the mansion's tormented spirits. A spectral figure, the guardian of Moonshadow Manor's shadowed legacy, manifested before the investigators. Cameras recorded her mournful gaze, a reflection of centuries-old despair. Attempting to escape, the investigators' frantic flight was documented as doors slammed shut, sealing their fate within the mansion's spectral grasp. Moonshadow Manor, a nexus of forgotten enchantments and vengeful apparitions, claimed another group of unwitting explorers. Cameras, the silent observers of their odyssey into the ethereal, recorded spectral echoes that became eternally entwined with the haunted history of Raven's Reach. Feel free to let me know if you'd like more stories, or if there's a specific theme or setting you're interested in.